Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we're chatting with some of the cool folks that just were recognized as the County Teachers of the Year. Joining us is Amy McCoy from Mesa Verde Middle School. Amy, always good to see you, and the connection, full disclosure, my daughter went to Mesa Verde Middle School, and my neighbor's kid is teaching with you. Very, very good, and joined by Jennifer Rodriguez of the San Diego County Office of Education. And as I think we know, this has been going on since 1974, this type of recognition. All 43 school districts, includes the county office, get to put in their teachers of the year and so forth, and it comes down to boiling 5 teachers of the year this year were recognized on this. And then, Amy, you've been teaching for, 10 years at Mesa Verde and U.S. history and language arts, and the avid teacher. That's terrific. Talk a little bit about, we were mentioning this a little before the show started, about how you have been navigating the technology during this pandemic and so forth, and how resilient you folks are as educators and the students.
Yeah, I think it's the technology put us in a place during the pandemic that had we not had it, it could have been different. But I also think the resiliency of the kids who continue to show up every day and push through. I got kicked off Zooms in the middle of teaching, and they're still there and ready and eager. That their resiliency has really helped carry all of us through this.
Right.
And just the teachers who are showing up every day to see those kids and to continue to push through all of the challenges that we've faced.
Right. Because then when that hit, it just hit like you had no time to prepare for this. And here is March 18 or whatever it was. And by the way, we won't be coming to school. What are you talking about? You got 500,000 students here. How have the parents reacted?
I would say for the most part, all of the parents that I've interacted with have been extremely supportive. They, of course, have had concerns throughout the entire process of just their kids' both education, but also social, emotional health.
Right.
But overall, I think they're just really grateful that we're continuing to push through and doing everything and teaching kids and coming every day. And
Yeah, without question. And, Jennifer, I know the goal of the County Office of Education is to work with all 43 of those school districts, providing support in that area. I'm proud to say that the Classroom of the Future Foundation, which I've been affiliated with for quite a while, worked very closely with you folks to make sure that when this hit, and then all of a sudden these kids are home, and some of them have no devices or have no connectivity, we pivoted pretty quickly on that. How important was that for you folks to get to those districts and let them know that we're here to support you?
Absolutely. Well, that's our role in the county is to really support all the districts and help fill that void where something's missing, and really provide leadership to get devices out to the backcountry and to
Right.
Some of our other families that may not have access to that. And so I know that was a real high priority for us to make sure that they had devices, that they had the ability to connect to the internet, and they were able to continue with their learning during the closures.
Right, exactly. So, Amy, this isn't a fair question because I'm sure you can answer it in 15 hours, but we don't have that much. What do you like most about teaching, and specifically your subject area?
so one, I absolutely love history. I like to travel. So I like to bring my own travels to my classroom, but I also really love the avid side of it and getting to open kids' eyes to universities and to explore some beyond the scope of the 5 we have. We're really lucky that we have 5 in San Diego, but getting them to learn about a variety of them. We actually just decorated pumpkins for universities this week.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, so for those listeners that aren't familiar with the AVID program, it was founded in 1980 in Mary Catherine Swanson's Claremont High class. Now here it is 42 years later, and it is literally the nation's, maybe even the world's most successful college prep program. The kids go through some things that they never forget, and that is Cornell Notes. And Amy's laughing because she knows what that means, and anyone listening that has been through AVID knows what that means and that aspect of it. And these are kids that usually are the first in their family that will go to college. The beauty of AVID is, if I can make a little commercial, I was honored to be on the board for 9 years. Unbelievable high percentage, 90% that go through it, get accepted to college, and just a massive amount succeed and go through college. And I bet you're just enjoying every second of teaching that for 55 different reasons.
Yes, it's my favorite. And now that I've had students who have graduated and gone on to college, I've had students send me back their pennants to add to my classroom. And
right, your classroom probably has 200 pennants in it now, and pretty soon you won't be getting inside your classroom.
Yes, I have more pennants than wall space.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Been doing great things for San Diego for more than 60 years. We are chatting with one of the county's teachers of the year, Amy McCoy from Mesa Verde Middle. We're going to chat with a couple others in a second part of the interview, joined by Jennifer Rodriguez of the San Diego County Office of Education. Jennifer, I can't imagine a tougher chore is it for whoever is in the judging committee to sift through these amazing teachers. I think you said, 24,000 are in the county. How do you narrow it down? Because there's probably a small margin between someone who gets announced as a winner and someone who didn't get it.
Absolutely. There's a panel that includes, I believe, 2 or 3 former county teachers of the year, a district administrator representative, and sometimes a PTA representative as well. And, they read through all of the applications, they sit through the interviews, and it's always a very difficult decision. There is only, a little bit of space between a runner-up and a finalist and the winners. And, in our book, they're all amazing teachers, and it's very difficult to select just 5. But when you meet these teachers, you see why they are selected as County Teachers of the Year. They just represent the teaching profession in such an amazing way, and what they do for students is just life-changing.
Yeah, it is life-changing, especially when they come back and they give more pennants, like Amy is experiencing right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world of education, as we know, and the pandemic certainly has changed people's thinking in many different ways. And, some of the folks are taking a second look at, do I want to become a teacher? Not that they don't have that burning desire to help kids, just the way things have shifted. But, obviously you still got a burning passion for it, to say the least. What would you say to those folks that you're thinking of becoming a teacher, but you're not quite sure because of what has transpired over the last couple of years?
I would tell them that just like any job that's changed over the last couple of years, there are difficulties with it, but ultimately every day the students are still the same. They're there, they're showing up, and they need that person in their lives who will consistently be there for them. And that's what it's about. I don't get into it for the other reasons. This is an amazing honor, but I don't teach for this. I teach for my students each and every day, and that's why we do it.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to interview a lot of county teachers of the years through not quite since 74. I didn't know this thing is a podcast in 74. But everyone says that pretty much what Amy did is they're humble, as teachers are, and they do it because it's the kids. That keeps them going. And they also give a shout out to their colleagues and say, listen, my colleague sitting next door is just as energetic as I am and so forth, and I'm honored to represent it. And I think that's what's so important about it, is the fact that you are representing what's great about education, what's always been great about education, and it's that teacher when you close that door for 182 days, and if you happen to have an 8th grade class, and you probably have 160 kids that come through you, each year and all that. So I think that's terrific. Amy, any final comments you'd like to share with us?
I mean, just what you said too about colleagues, like these people started as my colleagues, but now they're my friends. Those are the people that I can rely on each and every day. And that makes a huge difference also.
Right. Well, to all those Mesa Verde parents, you're lucky to have Amy and her colleagues at your school. And to those who are going to be coming into Mesa Verde in 6th grade, you're in for an e-ticket ride. And of course, now everyone's going, what is he talking about? Disneyland? I'm dating myself. I get it in that aspect. Amy, congratulations to you. And we're looking forward to chatting with two of your fella county teachers of the year when we come right back from break. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for more than 60 years. And got a big shout out to Jennifer as well and all the great work you do at the County Office of Education. Thanks, Jennifer. We'll be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing great things to San Diego for more than 60 years. And we have two additional County Teachers of the Year sitting in our studio with us, and that is Melissa Raines, Teacher of the Year from Castle Park Middle School. How you doing there, Melissa?
Doing very well this morning. Thank you for having us.
And what people might not know about Melissa, thank you so much for your service on our military. We really appreciate that.
I appreciate that, and I'm proud to continue my service in education.
Absolutely. Very good. And joining Melissa, a colleague from the San Ysidro School District, another County Teacher of the Year, Juanita Nunes. How you doing, Juanita?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Very, very good. So, Juanita, 21 years teaching at San Ysidro, right?
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness. So are you now teaching some of the kids that are parents of the ones you taught before? Is that what's happening?
Actually, it is true.
Oh, my goodness. So when you have somebody in who you taught their parent X amount of years ago, do they know that?
The students actually remind me because they're adults. And so it's an interesting moment when I see their children and TK.
Right, exactly. So you teach and TK to what?
I TK to 3rd grade. I'm a STEM teacher in physical education.
Oh, very,
it's a
very
nice mesh combination, program that San Ysidro has provided for 6 years.
Well, listen, there is so much STEM and physical education, as you well know. Did you play sports? Were you athletic?
I was very athletic at the high school, yes.
Yeah, which high school?
I went to Calexico High School in Imperial Valley.
And what sport did you do?
I played all sports. I was well-rounded. I was tennis, basketball, track and field.
So are you doing the same with them? Are they exposed to every single sport?
I do. Yeah. I do teach 4-year-olds basketball,
nice.
Baseball, and they're performing. These kids are amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So do they see that connection between sports and STEM?
They are, because I teach healthy bodies at TK.
Right.
And so making sure that their bodies are moving, I blend the combination of STEM and physical education in my program.
Right, yeah. I'm sure you throw a little STEAM in there too, a little arts?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Got to throw that in for my arts folks and so forth. Melissa, what do you teach?
Well, it's happy to hear the STEM gets into the young grades because I'm a science teacher in middle school, 8th grade primarily.
Oh, beautiful. And what type of science?
So we're an integrated science in Sweetwater, meaning that in our middle schools, we teach all the life, physical, and earth and space sciences together, as well as engineering.
Right. Now, did you gravitate, you served in the military, again, thank you so much, and you said, okay, my next calling, I'm going to give service back in education, right? What made you choose science?
So my primary goal was to become a teacher, and the content area was really based on the demand which we saw in San Diego County at the time. And I chose science a lot because it's an inspiration of curiosity and wonder, in which it's an open-minded field in which things are constantly changing, and it's a way to get students inspired by nature, engineering, the things in our biotech industry locally. And so it's a constantly evolving profession, but in the end, I chose science second and teaching first.
You know, you hit a word that's near and dear to our hearts here at Cloudcast Media, and it's called curiosity. And we don't offer internships for students. We offer curiosity ships. And because you hit the nail on the head. It's all about being curious. And of course, science is a great place to do this. What do you see these students, some people when they say science, I can't do science, and that's like going to the dental office, for God's sake. But you go, wait a minute here, science is around you every second of the day. How do you infuse that in the classroom?
So I always teach students that anyone can be a scientist if they wonder how the world works. And then the second thing we do in our community, specifically in our classrooms, is we focus on representation in science, helping them see that people of all different kinds of identities and backgrounds are represented in the field to help them see that they could be that someday as well.
Right. Should you get into talking about some type of work that focuses on cybersecurity? Does that come in at all?
That specifically is infused. And so typically what we do is when we get into any kind of, whether it's engineering, physical science, we'll pick into the professions that are attached to it to help them see that science is not just someone in a white lab coat that's in a microscope all day long.
No, you're so spot on that. And I think some people, they hear about science and like you were saying earlier, and they get intimidated by science. So they figure out that, wait, I can learn this and I can do this. And by the way, there's some pretty nice paying jobs, especially here in San Diego. You alluded to, we're a great place for biocom, biotech, and everything in between. Do you bring in some professionals that are in that field and chat with the students?
We do that. We also take the students out in the community. Next week, we'll be at Fleet Week San Diego for Student STEM Day, for example, and trying to create opportunities for them to see what's in our local community.
Yes, since you mentioned Fleet Week, I'll have to make a shout out to Fleet Week and my good friend Larry Blumberg, who is the executive director of Fleet Week, and I've been affiliated with that for a million years. That's an unbelievable program. We're chatting with Melissa Rains. She's one of the county teachers of the year at Castle Park Middle School, teaching science, and Juanita Nunez, another county teacher of the year, San Ysidro School District, teaching TK with STEM and with athletics and so forth. So when you talk to your students about there's some great careers, and I'm a firm believer that you can't talk about careers at too young of an age. There's no reason to not talk about it at age 4 as there is at age 104 for that matter. Do you talk about careers a lot and pathways?
We do. And so we show what they can do with science. And so we actually role play being a pediatrician, a dentist.
Nice.
So I bring the two tools and they role model. And if kids learn through play. And so they're very cute.
So do us adults, by the way.
Adults, doctors.
Yeah. Well, let me bring that up because, and I'm sure, that Melissa does this as well, but you brought up something that's really interesting. And it's nothing new. It's probably been around since people were walking upright, and the different learning styles of kids. Some learn beautifully auditory-wise, some do better visually, and then some do better from kinesthetic and tactile. Talk about that. Yeah.
And as a teacher, we always observe how kids learn. And we also know that they're becoming bilingual. And so we add the language to it. And so in STEM, it's a learning process they discover through science. And I teach kids with special needs also in STEM. And so they're really good. And the kids shine in the STEM program because maybe the students are muted, but they're performing with their hands. And so that's the beauty of STEM in our classes.
Yeah, no, listen, there's, and this is why you guys are County Teachers of the Year and your colleagues as well, because your belief is that any kid that comes through that door can learn and can be successful at whatever level they want to do. It's just up to us folks in the community, in the business world, in other worlds to support your efforts. And if people don't think that teachers think that way, then they don't understand how teachers work, because you guys think this way all the time, and it's a beautiful thing that you do that. As we asked your colleague in the previous segment, Amy McCoy, County Teacher of the Year from Mesa Verde Middle School, I'll start with you on this, Melissa. What advice would you give to people that, maybe not quite sure they want to dip their toe in education, that, no, this is a pretty doggone good profession?
Absolutely. And I want to highlight something that Amy said about your goal as a teacher is to really show up for your students as a caring, supportive adult in their lives. And schools serve that role in our communities. And I think we saw that very heightened in the pandemic when the school wasn't accessible. And rather than falling in love with your content area or your grade level, fall in love with the role that you could play in a young person's life, and also come into it for the network and the community that's created. We just had a meeting at our school last week talking about how we all show up to work even on the hardest days because we're there for each other. So if someone's looking for a supportive community and incredible purpose in being a role model for young people, it's the profession that they should choose.
That's a great statement. And the beauty of that, and I'll take it a step further, is there's so many tentacles to this, and there's so many businesses that can use the skill sets that you do. Anyone that wants to know, how do I keep 13-year-olds under control, for God's sake? And by the way, in about 55 minutes, there'll be another 35 coming in. Classroom management is just magnificent, and you can hurt some adults, and probably a great opportunity on that. Well stated. Melissa, how about you, Juanita?
Teaching is a passion. They have to have that passion to make sure that they're changing the world. We're here to serve the community. And Melissa said something that it's a we in this profession. And so it's a team. You're never alone. And so we work as a team, and we are very flexible, and we're always learning. We always tell the students, we're always learning. We make mistakes, but we're here for the students, and we have the big heart for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to congratulate you, Juanita Nunez, County Teacher of the Year from San Ysidro School District, and Melissa Raines, another County Teacher of the Year from Castle Park Middle School, your colleague, Amy McCoy from Mesa Verde Middle. Big shout out to Jennifer Rodriguez in the County Office of Education. They get to work with 43 school districts, and they do work with 43 school districts. I can say that from firsthand, observation of the great work that Jennifer and her team does. I would love to invite you all back to come in, and here's it might be a challenge, but I think you guys can do it. I'd love for you to come in and bring in a student that would love to be on a podcast and chat about what they have learned from your experiences, Juanita, and the classes, and yours, Melissa, as well. And of course, we'll do the same thing to Amy. And we've had a lot of students on the podcast, and they shine. I just shut up and just listen to them talk. So if we can make that happen, maybe Jennifer can help in that aspect, giving Jennifer more work to do in her already 80-hour week day, then we'll do that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Congratulations to all of you. We are blessed to have great teachers like you teaching our future community leaders. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diego for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.